Sneakers and Stuff. Yes, that's where I got my first ever pair of Jordan sneakers, Bred 4s. Sneakers and Stuff. Yes, they're opening a store in Tokyo in just 2 days' time. The first ever store they've opened over here in Tokyo. Sneakers and Stuff. Yes, they are celebrating their 20th anniversary year. And Sneakers and Stuff. Yes. They've brought out 3 cracking sneakers to celebrate the 20th anniversary of the brand. There's a Jordan 1 Mid, there's the Mars 270, and then there's the 720, the Proto 720 as well. So today what we're going to be looking at is those 3 sneakers to celebrate 20 years of Sneakers and Stuff and the opening of their Japanese store. The 3 sneakers we'll be looking at today is that Air Jordan 1 Mid, the 270 Mars, and the 720 Proto. This is the Tokyo Bada 23 Sneaker Channel. Tokyo Bada 23 Sneaker Channel desu. Mainichi Apsuno no de, mainichi mite kudasai. And every single day I bring you content from Tokyo, Japan about sneaker releases, sneaker news, and upcoming sneaker reviews, and a little bit about the barter movement. Very quickly, we're playing a game. I give you 5 hints throughout the week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then on Sunday you get to see up close, in hand, one of the rarest sneakers in the world. You have to work out from these 5 what that sneaker is going to be. If you're an OG Butter Movement guy, that should be easy. Day 1, what we did was we hinted that it's the rarest LeBron sneaker in the world. So on Sunday, this channel, you will see the rarest LeBron sneaker in the world. No kidding. Day 2, yesterday, what the hint was 8. The hint was 8. And then here we are on day 3, and the hint is 2011 lockout. 2011 lockout. So from those 3 hints, if you could work out what sneaker you're going to see on Sunday from the Shoe Apartment and from Shoe Butter's own personal collection, hit me up with a comment down below and tell me which sneaker you think that is going to be. But that aside, let's go back to these sneakers, the 3 sneakers from Sneakers and Stuff, as we celebrate 20 years of that and the expansion of their stores into Asia with the opening of their Tokyo store in Daikanyama. Now, I don't think I've put a link up yet to that, so I'll do a link right now. And that link right there takes you to a video I did about that store opening. If you're interested, please check it out, because it's only a couple of days away that they'll be opening the store. I actually, in that video, talk about how I think they've chosen the wrong location for the store. And if you've heard it once, you've heard it a billion times that people talk about location. So it'll be interesting to see if they realize they've made a mistake, or if I'm wrong and they haven't made a mistake. But either way, it's going to be great having a Sneakers and Stuff store in the hood and around, real close by, so I'll be checking them out, hopefully taking a video from the store opening in a couple of days' time, fingers crossed. But we're here to talk about sneakers, and we're here to talk about the Sneakers and Stuff sneakers that are dropping through the 20th anniversary and all that kind of stuff. Speaking of anniversaries, just 2 days ago we celebrated 1 year, a whole year of consecutive videos from moi on YouTube. I've dropped 368 now, 367. This is the 367th consecutive day that I've dropped videos on YouTube, even though I also have a full-time job and a family. I still do that. And if you appreciate that, please do hit me up with a subscribe down below. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before year end. That means we have 2.5 weeks to go from the mid-900s all the way past 1,000. So please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, that is. And as I am here in Tokyo, Japan, I do say at the start of every single one of my videos, Toroku onegaishimasu. Toroku suru to tasakaru no de, nenmasu made ni 1000人超えたいので、まだ登録してない方にぜひおすすめしますので登録お願いします。Okay, let's have a look at these 3 sneakers. We'll start with the way if you don't know, the way that I do things around here is I research my sneakers before I talk about them. And I researched these 3 sneakers, and I realized very quickly that I have a lot to say about the Jordan, not so much to say about the 270 and the 720s. So what I thought was there's a lot of commonalities between the 3. So we'll talk about the Jordan, and then anything extra special about the other 2, I'll point that out towards the end of the video. So first things first, let's dive into this Air Jordan 1 Mid Sneakers and Stuff exclusive Air Jordan 1. Now, when I very first looked at this, I just thought, ooh, turbo green. Bing! The turbo greens were a sneaker that dropped earlier this year. I would go ahead and say maybe in February, and that link I just pinged is a link to the video where I reviewed that. They aren't, the things that I was looking, when I saw these and I thought these looked like the turbo greens, what I thought was, material-wise, the turbo greens and also the neutral greys that came out around about the same time, they played with the materials a little bit on the upper, tumbled leather and suedes and things like that. And that was my first sort of instinct when I saw these, was that the material looks a little bit more like turbo green. But then also the color-wise, it is grey on these, but the turbo green had this sort of faded green. It wasn't like a popping green, it was more of a faded green, which also kind of looks a little bit grey. So that's where I saw the tie-up between those two sneakers. But I think the turbo greens were highs and not mids like these are. So, but looking at the sneaker, basically two materials on it. We're talking suede and we're talking leather. And we're going to look at the way those two things interplay against each other, and we'll start with the toe box. If you look at the toe box, you can see that the toe box itself is a grey panel or underlay or whatever you want to call that in that suede material, and wrapped around the outside of it is that white leather. And then as you pan back across the sort of lacing and through the midfoot, you can see the white motif is continued all the way back until you hit that swoosh, and the swoosh matches the toe box in that grey suede. So you've got a sort of balanced toe, you've got an overly white midfoot, and then you've got an overly grey back third of the sneaker. If we go all the way back to that there, and hopefully I've been able to visualize this or show this to you guys somehow behind me here, you can see that the heel cup itself matches the swoosh from the midfoot in that grey suede. And then as you come up onto the wings logo area and the wraparounds around the ankle, and the ankle support is still in that grey suede. One of my favorite features on these Air Jordan 1 mids is the wings logo. And the thing that I like is that I think it's embroidered and stitched on there. And because it's embroidered and stitched on there, instead of being like a whole logo on the upper materials, it's just a line and etched in there. But the upper itself behind it, the grey suede behind it, is still a background to it. So, and I kind of like that. Sometimes with the Wings logo, it's almost like embossed, and it's the whole logo that's embossed, and it covers the entire area, if you like, of the logo. But in these, and I'm sure you can see it behind me here, it's more of like a line etching stitched on there, so you can still see the background behind it and the grey suede. And I really like that. I think that's pretty cool. And that pop of red there, and if we sort of expand out a little bit so you can see the whole ankle section, there's a lot of red there, lower down than the Wings logo, but also up on the top line it's very red too. That's not really repeated in the other two sneakers. The other two sneakers are predominantly white and grey, whereas the Air Jordan 1 mid is white grey with that splash of red in there as well. And then a quick flip upside down. I think I'll be able to show you. Oh, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just have to zoom in on it. That the outsole is that kind of grey that matches the suede of the upper. So all in all, it's a really well-balanced sneaker. And before we sort of go to the next sneaker in the line, let's zoom in on the hang tag, because that's the commonality between the first and the second sneakers, and the third actually. All three of them have this unique Sneakersnstuff hang tag in the red, I think it's red and white, or it might be red and grey, branding of the company, of the Sneakersnstuff company. So zooming in on that, that's a great place to finish looking at the Air Jordan 1s, and then go across to look at the 720 Marses. And as a total sneaker, you'll be able to see behind me right now, it's mostly white and grey, and you can see that hang tag hanging there. And the one feature that I really want to bring out, I mean, it's a 270 now. Now, the last time I did this, I thought I should point here, but it was actually over there. Now, I think I should point here, so I think it's going to be over here. But that 270 air cushioning on the bottom of the sneaker is obviously a big feature. But the thing I want to zoom in on is the tab on the side, which says Mars on it, and it's in red, so it gives it that extra bit of pop of color and makes these a really clean sneaker. I do like these. I prefer the Air Jordan 1 mids. I do like these 270s, but then when we go to the next one down the line, the 720s, I have not been a fan of the 720s at all. I don't know if I'll be able to show it to you. Hopefully I will. It's a bit rude, I'll admit. But when the 720 Scottie Pippins came out, I don't know if you remember the 720 up-tempo Scottie Pippins, I hated them so much that I didn't put the name of the sneaker in the title, and the thumbnail, and hopefully you can see this, was just a black rectangle, because I was just like, no. I don't like the 720s at all. I didn't like the 720 up-tempo Scottie Pippins. And these guys here, I actually kind of like. And the reason I like them is because they seem to have a proper outsole. And they seem to have a midsole bubble and then an actual outsole. One of the things I don't like about the 720s is they've tried to turn the outsole part into part of the bubble and the air unit, instead of it being like upper midsole air unit outsole. What they've done is sort of upper midsole outsole air unit, and that's why they call it a 720, and I don't like it. But these I do, it does appear to have a proper outsole on them, and I do think that kind of takes away the one element of them that I didn't like. So it's not as bad as it could have been. But if I had my choice, definitely these would be the third of the three. So, but if we flick back, I hope that worked, to all three sneakers behind me here, and you can see the whole pack. It might be that I'm blocking one of them because I know that the pack is a triangle, and it might be there's two sneakers here and there's one behind me that you can't see. But yeah, as a pack, a great pack. It's real fire. It's great to have sneakers and stuff in town close by. Dropping that new store in a couple of days' time. These guys themselves actually drop on December 18th, which is 4 days after the store opens. But I'm wondering if they'll be at the store either to see or to buy on the 14th ahead of schedule. And if they are, I might just pick myself up a pair of those Air Jordan 1 mids. Tempting. But anyway, that's the pack that's coming up, the three sneakers to celebrate sneakers and stuff. 20 years of those guys churning out sneakers. Like I said at the top of this video, my first ever pair of Jordans, the Air Jordan 4 Breads, I got through Sneakers and Stuff. I actually got two pairs, one from Sneakers and Stuff and one from the Sneakers app. So I do have a history with Sneakers and Stuff, and it's great to see them in time. For now though, it's time to just quickly talk about the Butter Movement. Butter Movement guys, thank you for checking out the content as usual. I realize the Butter Movement guys might not know there's a playlist. Ding! So check out that playlist so you can see more about the Butter Movement. Check out videos from the shoe department, interviews with Shoe Butter, lots of different stuff about the Butter Movement in there. So check out that playlist. Watching a playlist for a channel is tremendously helpful to grow watch time. So checking out that playlist or any other is a great thing to do, and I'd appreciate it very, very much. For now though, as I do this every single day, I get to say this at the end of all of my videos, that it's time for me to say farewell. Thank you for checking out my content, and that you are guaranteed to see me tomorrow.